Welcome, welcome to the second episode of the Towards a Successful Career program. In this episode, we will talk about the job analysis. See, one of my relative, cousin's son from Davangere, he passed the engineering in electronics and communications with a very good percentage in a very good decent college, so that one can think of going, the person is ready to be absorbed in a company. When he came to Bangalore in search of a job with lot of hopes, he struggled a lot to find out where exactly he could find a job. He was asking with his colleagues, those who already joined the work, the friends and other students, even including their lecturers. Somehow it was taking a lot of time for him. One day someone told that, okay, why don't you approach this ABC company? Okay, good. He called there, they called him also. He went there. In the interview, they told very clearly that if I have to employ you, we have to train you. So for the training fee, you have to pay about 30,000 rupees, which will be reimbursable to you over a period of 6 months. And we will pay you 12,000 rupees as a per month salary. This person already desperate looking for a job, don't know what to answer to his parents, because they are also looking at the well-being of their son, only son. So he said, okay, let me think about it and come back, and then had a talk with his father, who are not very well off, but still somehow they could muster somewhere here and there around about 30,000 rupees and paid to this company. After 1.5 months, when this boy sees a lot of other people as well joined into the same kind of conditions, 30,000 rupees repayable in 6 installments per month, you are going to get 12,000 plus 5,000 rupees of the advance amount that is taken by the company. After 1.5 months, the company closed. The people who promised are not at all to be seen. They have eloped with a lot of money. Guys, today I want to talk about the job analysis, and with a proper job analysis, how we can avoid these kind of pitfalls when we search for the jobs. Okay, last time in the last session, it was a very important that we discussed about setting up a career plan. That means understanding oneself, defining the vision for the life, for a happy and fruitful life, and also setting up medium-term, short-term, medium-term and long-term plans, goals in order to achieve that vision, and finally with expectation, needs and wants changing over a period of time, how one has to look at their career plan, accordingly adjust as well, and then manage to see that their vision is achieved. These are all very important ones. Setting up a career career planning is the first step towards one's going towards the vision. So now let's look at, after having set the vision, after understanding what the capabilities of an individual, how we are going progressing ahead in the career plan or in search of a career. Now I am going to focus more onto the job market, and that too nowadays IT is already making a lot of noise for the last 2 decades. Let's talk about that as well. Okay, now we will come back again with a small break. Sign for the break. Okay, welcome back. So once you set your career plan rolling me, now I have set my plan. I may be fresher, still studying in a college, or it may be a fresher or an experienced person as well. Now it is all about implementing this plan. As a first step, one will start looking at a job market. If you are still studying in the college, it is still fine. You can look at the job market, what kind of skills are required in the market, which is currently in demand, which is meeting to your career plan. Okay, what are the opportunities you can find out? And if you are already passed out of the college, a fresher looking at opportunities, then you have a lot of avenues to look at how to find out a good opportunity that suits your career. Or if you are an experienced professional, already having a lot of experience, still you have the kind of opportunity you look at, where to look at really matters a lot. Now let's look at some of these options, how to go about, how to do. I'm sure you all pretty know about the various avenues of finding the job opportunities nowadays. It's all more simpler than in the previous days. So you have job consultants, especially for those who are experienced. The job consultants, there are job consultants who are very specialized in one particular niche area. Okay, you need to find out those kind of job consultants. So then the finding a job opportunity is of a higher probability as compared to you doing it on your own or any other means. If you are a fresher, then also the online the online job portals, they will help you. The online job consultants, they will also help you. But more than the consultants, for a freshers, I always suggest to go with job portals like you have Naukri, Monster. There are many other job portals that are available. You can find out on the net itself. Apart from this, a very good source of information is the references. The references mean those who are working inside an organization will know about the positions that are open, because normally the organizations or companies, if there are only one or two positions are open, they will not go with the newspaper advertisement or with the web or some other channels. They more look at their own employees who can refer, because there is a good thing for a company to go through their referrals through employee referrals. One thing works out is faster. Second one is already kind of a relationship between the employee and the person who is going to apply, because they know each other very well. So that way references works better. So when there are very few number of positions are open, people normally go with references. So you need to keep a tab, or you keep to have a touch with your ex-employees or your friends, okay, those who other job seekers, your teaching staff or administrative staff in your colleges, right? All these people are going to be contacted whenever there is a requirement. Probably you would have heard about, in the LinkedIn, there are going to be a lot of advertisements about for a particular job position. So those kind of references are much stronger as compared to the generic job requirements that show up in the job portals or any other means. And more importantly, if you are looking at an overseas job market, right? Nowadays the Middle East is having a roaring economy. So there are a lot of job opportunities are available now in the IT infrastructure sector, telecommunication sector, and even in the banking sector as well. So that is one of the market. Australia, US, Canada, Europe, Africa. African countries are also, economy is booming up, so there are a lot of job opportunities are opening up. So when you look at an overseas job market, what are you going to do? How are you going to approach? There are two ways I suggest you approach for an overseas job market. First, I also preferred way of looking into the immigration website of a particular country. Normally they list or give a pointer to a location where the skill sets in that particular country is very much in demand, which they don't find in that country but are looking from outside. As recently as last week, I see in a Australian immigration website, they are looking for the big data skilled people database. So the skills maybe levels can be very elementary or it can be very niche areas as well. But when you have a look into immigration websites, normally they provide the skill sets that are required in that particular country, may not be specifying one particular company who is looking at. So when you get into such a websites, try look for what kind of skills the requirement have and what skills you have, what is the level they are looking at, what is the level you are, and if it is matching, then I think you should apply. Especially for applying for the overseas job market, you should also go through some mandatory requirements on the English skill level as well as any other kind of skills that you have to prove with an examination. Different countries may have a different examinations, and also in those examinations something you need to look at into that particular country's requirement. But that is the first and preferred source of information for you to look at a job market overseas. The second channel is about the job consultants. There are so many job consultants here who facilitate looking an opportunity in the overseas market, handling right from the visa process and which are the companies they are looking at, the interview process, getting the H1B or any other kind of visas that you are looking at, and moreover also helping you settling down in the country where you are looking at. If you get a job, right, they will also give you an accommodation, they will orient you towards the new culture. So these are all the additional services provided by the job consultants. That is also another preferred way of looking at it. So these two are the ways I suggest you when you are looking at overseas market. Otherwise, nowadays, as I said, there are so many opportunities are available, so many ways of getting to know about a job market, job opportunities. So in your domain, on your line of thinking, so you need to develop the way you consistently looking for a messages in a particular channel. If you are looking at a LinkedIn, then you should make a habit that daily morning you look at a LinkedIn, you should be the first one to apply for that position. Similarly, if you are looking at going through the job portals, then you should be looking at what are the job portals are there, how you can register, is it a paid service or is it a free service to you, okay, and how you need to keep track of the different opportunities coming over there. Many of these job portals may not respond to your requirement, or let me say about your interest in a particular job. I just want to give some clues. Many of these requirements in the job portals will also have the person who has details of the person who have posted that particular job requirement. So you can look into those details, maybe call a person directly over phone, or you can send a mail directly to that person as well. Then your chances are higher, basically. That is one of the way to get in touch with the person whom you are looking at. One more thing. Before applying itself, I want you to study about the company that you are going to apply. This is very much required. As I said, one of the fraud cases, there are so many people around who try to steal money, even for those who are looking for a job market, who might have not earned even a single rupee. It's very important. One should be looking at a company that they are applying. That means, since how long that company is in existence, what kind of job they have done. Can you get some information from your friends and other colleagues? Have you looked at any just go search in the Google about a particular company, then you will get to know a lot. Okay, it is very important, guys. Many times what happens, people will approach you over a mail saying that they have so many job openings. The list goes that that match with any skill level of any skills that you possess, and they'll ask you that we'll go for an interview right now itself. I was trying to connect with a Delhi-based company who sent me a mail that you are looking for a job. So we have a lot of job opportunities matching your profile, and this is the salary level. Okay, they focus more on the salary level first itself. Before even talking about details of the job, they talk about a salary level. They say you are going to get 20 to 25 lakhs, anywhere between that, depending on your profile, your interest, and how the company looks at you. They talk very, very realistic about their approach. Okay, then they say, okay, immediately we are going to arrange an interview with entry level interview with the company, right? Then they will take you time, maybe evening 4 o'clock. Then again they will call you back. Okay, then they try to see that, they try to gauge your interest, your level of for the how desperate you are for looking for a job. Okay, then they will ask you to deposit the money immediately into their account. This may not be 30,000, maybe 5,000 or 3,000 rupees. It's a good enough money for them if they go through all over the India if they launch. There are so many such websites. So guys, you have to look at the company that you are applying first. Understand how long they are into operations. Who are all the promoters? Do they have a good website which claims a lot of customer accreditations as well? Are they within the India or outside? Is the links on the website are really working or not? Or just maybe that you find those links to Facebook or to follow up or those kind of things. Have they given a contact number? So these are all something we should be aware of when we are looking for a company, right? Even with all this, okay, there is still a chance of a fraud, especially those who are asking money to provide you a job. Okay, you have to be doubly sure that they are really genuine company. There may be one or two companies, I don't say that. However, I discourage you to give money and then to join the company to provide your services. There is nothing called you pay and you also work. Okay, so you should be doubly sure about it. If you do this kind of job analysis and for collecting the information on a particular company, then you would not have ventured into this kind of company and getting a frustration, making a loss, and also not believing yourself later. Okay, so now understanding a company, looking for opportunities is a very important thing. Okay, now let's look at if you find a company genuine and they have a requirement. Now let's see how we are going to analyze the job description and job requirement after the break. Welcome back. Now we have seen how to approach the job market with a goal in our mind. So we are going to target our search to the domains that are in line with my expectations or in my goals basically. Now, having gone through many, okay, probably you may find a job profile or job requirements or job description. These are the some common words that are used to describe the job that are job opportunity in a particular company. The process of going through this job profile or a job requirement or a job description is called job analysis. Out of the job analysis, I should know very well about what the job is all about, whether it will suit to my requirements or not, whether my skills and experience level is going to match with the job requirement or a job profile or not. These are the questions that are going to be answered by the job analysis. Now let's look at this job requirements or job description or basically the job profile, how that is evolved in the organization, because having an understanding of that is very helpful for us to understand their requirement as well. There are different kind of organizations, there are there is a government organization, job opportunities in the government, job opportunities with an NGO or a non-profit, non-commercial organization, or there are job opportunities with a commercial organization as well. Let's look at what happens in the commercial organization. How do this job profile is created? First and foremost, every company is also having their goals in terms of profit or revenue or what they want to achieve. In line with that, when they get a new project or a new program, then they will have a gap in the capability of addressing that particular need. That is where a requirement for additional people, additional workforce is going to be required. That comes up. So when such a requirement shows up, then the manager, maybe a senior manager or a president, they have to look at what kind of people are required. Can they fulfill that requirements within the company or not? If they can fulfill, there is no outside, the job requirement will not be floated outside at all. If it is not, they need additional workforce. Now they have to see what roles are required for a new job to be executed, how a current employee or current workforce people can fulfill those roles, okay, and because of that again there is going to be a gap, right? So now the question is about how to fulfill that gap. When we have such a requirement, when we have the gap there, the company is going to come out with a job profile basically describing two parts: the job description, what is the job is going to do, and a job requirements, what the job requires. These two are the essential elements of the job profile that will be floated outside the company to attract a talent. Especially in IT companies, the job profile before going outside the office, it has to be reviewed at levels. The people who are the manager who is going to recruit, the human resource manager who is going to assist in recruiting, the senior manager who is going to be responsible for the business, resource manager, all are going to review this and have to go through some company standards as well. Okay. Once this is done, a job profile is floated in the market, job market officially. Either it is routed through a consultant, in case the requirement is a very specific one which needs specific skills, then it is normally routed through the employees, referral channel, or it will also through the consultants. If it is a generic one like freshers, then it may be through job portals or on the company website itself or on the mailing list. So they will have multiple ways to, as I said, discussed already, they are going to float it. Now, when one such profile comes to you, when you are interested, that is where the job analysis is going to start. Now, let's understand this job profile in a very detailed way. What are the contents normally you can see in that? Okay. First and foremost, company information. What is our company? What we are trying to do? What is the vision of that company? Then also the department that is going to hire or have an opportunity. What the department is going to do, right? Similarly, some more information about the department, also about the role that the person is going to play. It can be software engineer, business analyst, system designer, right? Senior manager, data systems. So the role is also going to be mentioned very clearly. Then, to whom the job is going to be reporting to. Is it going to be for a manager? Is it going to be for a lead? Or it's going to be a CEO? Whatever the levels, the job is going to report to. This is very important because if you are at a certain level, you want to progress in your career one level higher, then this will provide an approximate, the overall information about the role of that particular or exact fitment of your aspirations with the opportunity. Then description of the job basically contains the responsibilities. The responsibilities normally in a bulleted form, not more than maybe 8 to 10 lines. Okay. Clearly going to talk about what you are going to do. Please remember, these job description and the responsibilities list is not exclusive. It is inclusive of some other the job that may show up when you performing the job. That means not only these points, there will be other responsibilities also may be given to you time to time which you need to execute. So one should be ready for that. Should not think that these are the only thing that we are going to look at. Why I am talking about this particular point is many people whom I have met, especially the freshers, may not understand this particular point fully, right? They may think that okay, my work is to code in Java, AWT, very clearly, very specific, the description may say, but they may be least aware that they are also going to do the testing. Okay, at times they may have to do this, but what happens is when in the interview they say you also need to do testing, right? Because many people may not like, may like or may not like, then they are going to take them back. It's kind of a shock. So one should be ready to execute the work outside the responsibility they have given as well. Then, very important part, for those responsibilities, what are the requirements the job demands? The job requirements comes in 3 types: mandatory requirements, preferred requirements, and optional requirements. Requirements are normally with the experience level, the skill sets that you have, educational qualifications. These are the 3 main requirements that something you see. Maybe there may be other kind of things as well. So, mandatory requirements. This position needs M.Tech in electronics and communication. That's very clear. Or this particular position needs the knowledge and the skills in developing .NET products. This needs in microprocessor programming. These are all what you call mandatory. If they mention any skills or the experience level or education level in a mandatory column, that means they have to be met by whatever the cost. Otherwise, the application will be rejected. So, it is a very clear, if you are not meeting any of these mandatory requirements, it is better not to apply. Then, second, preferred skills or preferred requirements. Again, it is preferred skills or experience level or educational qualification. Basically what is required is BE in computer science. However, it is preferred to have an MBA associated with that as well. That means there will be more weightage given to the preferred requirements. Once the mandatory are met, now it is about the preferred. Preferred is going to give you some mileage or advantage or weightage to your resume. Then the third one is optional, may or may not have. If you have, well and good, otherwise it is still fine. Company will consider your resume because there is no what do you call a word called perfect match in the job market. Everyone understands these are the requirements. They may not be able to get a perfect match for that particular requirement unless otherwise it is quite generic, entry level jobs. There you find a lot of people applying, so they can be sure of finding a perfect match. That too if a company is in a good bargaining stage, okay, or if it is a very but wherever it is going to be a very particular skill level, skill sets or knowledge is required, it is very difficult to find a exact job requirement and match it to a person's skills and the knowledge and the experience level. So that is where this mandatory, preferred and optional are going to help a lot in finding out whether your skills and knowledge and the experience level match to the requirements or not. Now, you should also be careful about other information that is provided in the job description. Normally, job description will have the salary range as well. It may not be mentioned about a particular figure, maybe 5 to 10 lakhs. It's a band. This is because a company is looking at people who are aspiring to get the salary within these limits. If someone is having a higher expectation, better not to apply, because anyway the HR is going to find out whether you are looking for a higher salary or not. Okay, so it is you apply for the opportunities which are within your band, what you are looking at. Then other details as well. It can be the working place. Working place should be close to or within the city, because there are a lot of limitations. They prefer the candidates who are living very close to the office space. Or it can be, this position is going to is in Indonesia or in Africa or in Switzerland, can be anywhere, right? So the location of work is also going to be very clear. At times, if the job demands the shift of the time, then that is also mentioned very clearly. One should be able to, one should be ready to work in shifts. That means evening shift, morning shift, or any of the general shift, which also may change over a period of time. Or this position is going to be at the client location. Somewhat difficult to work as compared to when the applicant is going to work within the office premises. When you work in a customer place, obviously there will be some kind of a caution need to be taken as to guard the company's image and also to yours, and how to deal with the customers, a specific set of skill. So these are some of the information that you find in the job analysis, job profile. Now, after having this job analysis, a job profile in your hand, going through that, understanding all this information that is provided, next we are going to see how we are going to match it after So now let's see how to match my skills on knowledge and experience level with that of the requirements. As I said earlier, there is no perfect match in this point. So it is going to be a balance of the skills, experience level along with the needs as well. See, at times what happens, companies may be looking at a particular skill set within a time frame. They want desperately to have someone with the right skills within a window of 2 or 3 weeks also possible, or tomorrow. Additional people to do the job. So while analyzing the company, there can be a clues about what they are looking at and the time frame. That is one thing. This skill nowadays, right? So you should take a chance. If you are not very clear about that, I think you should inquire with the person or the contact details that are given. Perfect job profile for you to apply. Then you should also find out the details of how to apply as well. Normally the job profile will also have this information as to you should apply through the websites or send me a mail with a subject line. Okay, or you should build your application or resume in our website. Okay, or you send it through job. So all these details also would have been given. Accordingly, you need to think of applying to that particular position. Okay, now I am coming to the end of today's episode. Just let's summarize the things. First and foremost thing is we should have a career planning. Once you have a plan, you need to maintain it by reviewing the goals, short-term, medium and long-term goals. Level job seekers. Then you should also look at what are the criteria required to apply for the overseas job opportunities. You should be very clear about it. How to match your skills, experience with that of the job profile. So with this, now I will open to the questions. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Yes, please. Can you be louder, please?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
The thing is, I have only the role name,
Okay.
but job description not available.
Yeah.
What should I do, sir?
See, as I said,
Okay.
first thing is, this may happen. Many times this may happen just one liner. Okay. We need a fitter, support engineer.
Yeah.
The